Hey guys, Matt and Justin here. Do you like things that are funny? Do you like music? Do you like talk? Well, we've got it all on Good Morning You Drunks.
How do you feel about double middle fingers?
I don't like them, but I will accept them.
Oh, Monday nights, 8 p.m. Good Morning You Drunks, only on our station, Radio Free Radio, RadioFradio.com.
We promise we're not going to give you double middle fingers.
RadioFradio.com.
Okay, so we took a little extended vacation there. We took a little longer than we thought we were going to. So we're gonna get up with James and
Joystick Syndicate.
Joystick Syndicate next week. We just moved them over because we had a little bit of an issue with some
Technical
equipment here,
difficulties.
which surprisingly enough, this is the first time in a long time where we've experienced any kind of
We were due
any
for
problems.
one.
So we were due for a catastrophic failure. All of this stuff really, it's all held together with duct tape. It's chewing gum, lots of chewing gum,
Yarn.
spit.
And love.
Oh, and love. Sarah made it all nice. So it's probably a good time to mention that coming up this weekend, starting on Saturday, 9 a.m., it's going to be all day, you drunks, where the drunks are going to be on for 24 hours straight. And,
Who are the drunks?
Myself
Okay.
and Justin over there.
All right, Mr.
And-
Producer Man.
And Nate for branding. So we're going to be on starting 9 a.m. Saturday morning. You can find us on the YouTube stream and watch us live as we start to deteriorate into madness on obviously the app, and you can listen to us live. We're going to have all kinds of music and stuff. You guys are stopping by in the evening to roast some marshmallows and
I heard
and hot
s'mores
dogs.
are an easy way to get me anywhere.
S'mores it is. Yeah, it's going to be a fun time. So if you're not doing anything Saturday, or if you are doing something Saturday, just cancel it and watch us make complete fools of ourselves and try not to go insane.
Or listen if you don't want to use your data up.
I'm pretty sure that it's going to end with some sort of gladiatorial combat. So
I
if
thought
you
it
got
was
that
going to end
for
with
you-
all of us setting the place on fire.
Oh, yeah. That's how it starts. And we've got to come down from that. So, yeah, please join us. And then we're also trying to raise money because I don't know if you guys know this. We're slowly working on becoming a nonprofit, which is way harder than I thought and requires lawyers.
We're going the way of NPR, if you will.
Yeah, we're like dirty NPR.
I'm okay with that.
You know, okay,
Yeah.
okay.
You know, popped. It's about pop culture. Radio Free Radio. We're like a dirty NPR.
We say shit. We're like NPR, except we say shit. Although I've heard shit on the NPR.
Really?
Yeah, a lot of shit.
Oh, okay. I thought you
Sometimes
meant
just
the actual
hours
word
and hours of shit.
I was just thinking,
You know what always
NPR
bums-
with curse words.
You know what bums me out about our local NPR? Like
that?
after a certain time, they just play like really terrible world music. It seems,
Oh, I don't listen to them.
and I can't stand that. It's like I want to tune in and I want to listen to some more like news, or maybe
All things considered.
like a nice maybe some marketplace. I'm always bummed that on my drive home it's always just I always miss All Things Considered and it's always Marketplace. I like
Okay, see,
Marketplace.
I leave work and I'm getting the all things considered.
Lucky. I don't get that. I get Marketplace. Nobody wants to listen to that garbage. I'd rather listen to the McNeil Lair News Hour. God,
I'll pretend like I know what that is.
the worst news ever. It's terrible.
Okay.
You know what I miss? McLaughlin Group. He's dead now. You ever watch any McLaughlin Group?
Nope.
You never just put it on PBS and just watch it like a lot of PBS?
Nope.
I was a
I
weird
don't
kid.
have regular television anymore.
I was a weird
It's all
kid.
Netflix, Hulu, and HBO Now.
I'm talking like when you were a kid. Did you ever just binge
was
on some
Ses-
PBS?
Sesame Street, and if it wasn't Sesame Street, I didn't really care.
Really?
Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood.
What about some Reading Rainbow?
Was that on PBS?
Yeah, it's in a book.
Okay.
There was weird stuff too on. Did you ever did you ever do this? I used to do this thing where I would, if I had to stay home sick, I would just
Watch
put
The
it
Price
on.
is Right?
I would put it on PBS.
Oh, I watched.
Like,
The Price
hey,
is-
look, I'm
So did
sick,
I.
Yeah.
but I'm watching PBS.
I think that's the generation gap right there. It was Price is Right for us.
No, I also watch Prices Right.
Okay.
I was like, obviously at 11 o'clock. I'm watching Price is Right, but I always started out with, and they would have like the weirdest show. There was one show where this guy would tell a story, like basically read a book, but as he's reading the book, he's like drawing with like charcoal pencils.
Okay.
It's really.
I remember
So-
seeing, was Bob Ross on PBS? I feel like I
Bob
remember
Ross was Saturdays on
Okay.
PBS
I
around
feel like I
here.
remember seeing Bob Ross.
Oh
on PBS.
man, because he would come on like after like X-Men and stuff.
Okay.
So like when I was in high school, there was nothing better than just putting Bob Ross on on a Saturday afternoon and kind of sleeping off a hangover. It's fantastic.
Okay. Wasn't old enough to get drunk at that point, but all right.
What, in high school? What'd you do in high school? You didn't get drunk in high school?
I studied because I was a nerd.
Oh, okay.
I was a huge square in high school.
I never got drunk in high school either. I actually didn't get I didn't have any beer until after I was out of school.
Yeah, my first drink was probably
just never a
20,
fan.
21.
Wow, we're a bunch of squares. Sarah's like, I was.
Sarah
I
was
was
one of the
drunk
popular
at
kids.
12,
Sarah was one of the popular kids in high school.
just smoking pot and getting drunk.
No, I did not.
Watching
I did
Sesame
not
Street.
smoke pot until I was 26.
Wow, it's oddly specific.
Yeah,
Not even
Well.
you made it through all of college without
I
smoking
was
pot,
the same way.
correct.
and then you just ran into some sort of random pot party. Like, how do you stay?
Bonnaroo.
And you were like, just screw it. I'm gonna smoke some pot.
Considering all the things that I could have said screw it and then done at Bonnaroo,
Including screwing.
that was probably the best decision.
Okay.
Yeah, smoke pot at Bonnaroo. And yeah, my first drink was significantly younger, but I was a cheerleader.
See if we can guess. 8.
No, my God, 8? I mean, no.
15?
Oh, 15 sounds right.
Okay.
Get you just getting drunk.
No, I wasn't drunk. I was drinking, but I wasn't drunk.
Oh, why would you drink? I'll be honest. I very rarely drink just to drink. I'm just not a guy who likes to just. No, I'm gonna have a cocktail and relax. I
Hey, what's wrong?
only
What's
drink-
wrong? What's wrong with that?
I only drink to
There-
get blasted.
There are times I come home, I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna have a drink just to
I've
kind of
never been
relax.
one of those
with it.
guys. Because you've seen me when like, oh, I'm having a nice glass of sangria. Let's have all the sangria. Hey
yeah,
guys,
that's
how
good.
can we drink all the sangria tonight?
But that's good sangria, though. You want to drink all that because you spent good money on it.
Yeah, you weren't blasted though.
No, none of us were.
I wasn't, but trust me, I was very much in the mode of, let's get a couple more pictures of sangria.
You've never come home and just no. You can't. I feel like
Yeah,
you've
but
had
that
like a
sangria is
beer.
really good.
Yeah, that sangria. You want to have all of it.
I got a problem. I got a problem. I don't know how to just. I'm gonna have a beer. I think it's cute that you guys could just go.
I don't drink beer.
This beer is fantastic.
I don't
I'm
drink
gonna
beer.
have one. Nope. I once drank 2 pictures of beer at the same time
That's disgusting.
at an AJ Gators.
Oh,
It's even worse.
James just
We
tweeted.
ordered. Me and my roommate went to AJ Gators. Oh,
James just tweeted. Not unlike the PSVR, we were thwarted by technical difficulties. Joystick Syndicate next week. Oh,
it is.
Oh, the radio station's an asshole.
It is shaped like one. You guys can't see. You got to see it from space. It's just why.
What?
I just look over and Justin is perusing through
Whitetail?
pictures of "Are you being served?" I can't. Why are you looking at "Are you being served?"
You guys were talking about PBS.
Oh, that is true.
Yeah.
Did you guys ever watch the like PBS
Nope,
like on,
I don't know
on
what
like
this
a
is.
Saturday night?
Are you
Mr.
being
Wade?
served? It sounds like an old like Nickelodeon.
it's an old
sketch
British
show.
show. It's
Yeah.
pretty.
Oh,
it's funny.
hilarious.
Mr. Wade, are you free?
I'm free.
Nope, not ringing
Yeah,
any bells.
it's funny. Yeah, I watched Are You Being Served?
Okay.
Okay.
I love
Okay,
that show.
done.
That's weird because that was the first show that made me realize that the Brits had shows of their own. I didn't realize that there were all these shows that I didn't know.
You
about.
never saw Monty Python Flying Circus?
Or EastEnders?
Or Doctor Who. I know they showed some of the old Doctor Who on PBS too.
I did, yeah. It was just a funny thing I was trying to say. You guys ruined it with your
You're welcome.
reality.
Oh, I hate it when that happens.
Which I like that Justin brings up EastEnders. A nice
that one
British
I've heard
soap
of.
opera.
Yeah.
I've heard of EastEnders.
Yeah, my mom used to watch it.
I never watched the EastEnders. I would watch a little Monty Python, and would watch the coolest, and Benny Hill. The best thing about and Are You Being Served? But the best thing about PBS is PBS would just show nudity. So like as a kid, it's like,
art.
I'm gonna watch some Benny Hill because I knew that there would be some titties.
Like, okay,
Speaking
but
of titties,
no.
not
No.
a good segue.
Speaking of intelligent shows, we got Chris.
Yeah.
Chris, what was your favorite show on PBS?
My favorite show on PBS? You
Yeah.
mean like growing up?
Yeah, or now, or whenever. We're just talking about shows on PBS. Obviously, we've seen tons of Sesame Street. We love some Bob Ross, EastEnders, apparently. So, like, what's your PBS show?
I guess it was always Sesame Street, to be honest. There might have been something else. I mean, I'm an old man, so it would have been a long time ago.
So it was good Sesame Street.
Yeah, the Good Sesame Street that introduced me to short films, short animation, and I feel like it introduced me to a lot of that kind of artsy film stuff, which they don't do anymore.
Yeah, it's
you know,
true.
and they had all kinds of weird little short things back then.
I know I have the knowledge of what to do when I need to take my llama to the dentist now. Kids today can't say that.
That's true.
And I also learned about death.
Mr.
Thanks,
Hooper.
Mr. Hooper.
No, the
Right.
yeah, and you know what else I really loved on PBS was Mr. Rogers. Mr. Rogers was on PBS.
Yeah.
And that was, I mean,
Make believe.
yeah, and that was such a good show about acceptance, and and he's just some guy, you know what I mean?
Okay, quick
Just some guy. He was
quick little
pretty
bit
amazing, actually.
before Chris gets going. We've been buying a bunch of vinyl, way more than I care to admit right now.
Okay.
Found a Mr. Rogers vinyl the other day.
Oh, we sure did lay on the floor and listen to Mr. Rogers talk
Classy.
about like how it's okay to be angry sometimes.
He's like, sometimes I get
Sometimes.
mad.
That's my life.
It was the best.
I need Mr.
But
Rogers
back to
validate.
Chris. I just wanted to say before I forgot.
Right. So, off the topic of public TV stars getting angry, let's talk about documentaries instead.
Yes. Well, now I associate PBS with POV and Independent Lens and American Masters and basically all documentary stuff, of course. So,
Right.
I mean, aside from my kids watch Sesame Street still, but
Well, now you've got to have HBO to watch it. At least
new
current
episode.
stuff, yeah.
yeah, the thing with kids is they can watch all the old stuff, and I'll show them the real old stuff, although they mostly only want Elmo. But they don't know when these shows came out, so they mostly watch Sesame Street from back when Elmo was first on, and what's the actor?
Kevin Clash. Kevin Clash.
No. There's two actors that play like this Mr. Noodle guy on Elmo's World.
Oh,
and
Bill.
one of them,
Bill, what's his name?
Bill,
yes,
what's
there's
his
him,
name?
and then there's his brother who is, I'm drawing a blank. He's from Fisher King. He was in
Bill
He's on some
Irwin,
sitcom for a
Michael
long time.
Jeter.
Thank you.
Michael Jeter. Yes. So Michael Jeter died like 15 years ago, but my kids don't know that. They watch it as if they think that the stuff is new.
Mr. Noodle. All right. Well, we're going down the rabbit hole. We'll never stop talking about Sesame Street.
Or Mr.
I
Noodle.
just learned that there's a Sesame Street documentary in the works on Indiegogo today, so it's related.
I'm finding
We're
it and
in.
donating
We're
to
in.
it.
Let's make this happen. Kickstarter.
I know.
Indiegogo.
Damn.
All right. And
Did you call me
So-
an indie dodo?
oh my gosh, I can't take you to anywhere. You want to talk about documentaries? Let's talk about documentaries. So we have been.
Yes.
I know. We were chatting earlier, Chris, about there's some stuff on Netflix, and I know that Keith and I talked about the Amanda Knox.
Still need to watch that.
I know we need to watch Amanda Knox, and then Matt, you told me about Man vs. Snake with Billy Mitchell.
Which I watched over the weekend and realized when I was talking to you guys that I had seen it before.
Oh well, like it's on Netflix. I saw it. It was on recently added, I think. And I loved King of Kong so much. Is it by the same guys?
It is not, but it's got the same vibe. They were obviously influenced by it.
Got it.
Yeah, I've not seen that. There's so many new movies on Netflix. There's a ton of originals now on Netflix. There's a bunch of they just put a bunch of new, not new, but a bunch of Werner Herzog documentaries. Some of them back onto Netflix. Some of them are new for fairly new to Netflix.
Oh, that's right.
I don't
My
remember the
one of
last
my
time they were
favorites
on
is on,
because there's a
isn't
new
it?
Werner Herzog coming out later this month on Netflix. Um, and just in general, there's just so many documentaries coming out this time of year, which is rare. And I wrote about it recently about how it's just a lot of like Oscar contenders, just kind of like Oscar season in general is very crowded with that kind of stuff. Now documentaries are crowding in the end of the year because they have a longer time to be qualified now. And there's all these surprises. Just today, Michael Moore announced a movie that 24 hours ago nobody knew existed.
Yeah,
and
that's
it's premiering
crazy.
right this minute in New York. So
Yeah, about Trump, right?
Yeah.
right.
Ooh.
So I have nothing to say about that film because I don't know anything about it except that it's based as one man play. I guess it opens in LA and New York officially tomorrow already. It just was announced. I heard that it was opening nationwide this weekend, but I can't find any verification of that. But apparently he claims that it will be available to everyone very soon before the election.
Wow. That's kind of a. I mean, what was the last thing you came out with?
What to Invade Next, which was sort of a surprise out of nowhere a year ago at Toronto, and then it sort of qualified at the end of the year last year, but it didn't get a lot of buzz. But then it officially opened early this year in theaters, and actually did pretty well in theaters. I never saw it because one of my friends who I trust said it was no good, or said that I wouldn't like it at least. And I haven't really liked anything of his in a while, so. But I think also with Netflix in general, it's just, and all these different outlets, there's just a lot of things coming out right now. 13th is another film that was sort of out of nowhere. It wasn't really a secret film, but it was the director, Ava DuVernay, who also directed Selma. She says it was just quietly in production, and then was announced sort of mid-summer, and then premiered at the New York Film Festival. It opened the New York Film Festival, and immediately was put on Netflix. So there's just a very immediate release strategy going on right now that things are just coming out of nowhere, and I'm kind of overwhelmed by it, to be honest.
Now that one's about the end of slavery. Or wait, is
Or
that or am I getting that
the never-ending ending of slavery? I guess you could say.
right?
It's one of the inspirations for the film. It's about a lot of different things. One of the inspirations of the film is Sam Pollard's Slavery by Another Name, which is really interesting if you can seek that out too. And that's more of just like wow, I can't believe that basically slavery was continued by just incarcerating people instead of what we consider slavery. And so this film is about the 13th Amendment and the loophole about how slavery is still legal if it's through incarceration, basically. So it's about, for the past, since slavery was abolished, basically the criminalization of black men and women, and the efforts to sort of keep them incarcerated, or basically the equivalent of slaves, because technically now there's more incarcerated men and women than black men and women than there were slaves.
Wow.
Oh wow.
And there's a lot of Black Lives Matter stuff. There's a lot of just the issue with the prison industrial system. It touches on a lot of different topics. The director considers it a primer, so it doesn't go too far into everything, but it's a pretty powerful film in the way that it's done. It almost has sort of propagandic tools to its style, where there's a lot of like words flashing on the screen and things like that, where it just feels really powerful. There's a lot of really great use of montage, including one that cuts between Donald Trump and footage from the civil rights movement. And so there's a lot of great stuff in it. It's not a perfect film, but I think that it will probably be a strong contender for the Oscar.
Wow. Well, Netflix has become such a really great platform for, documentaries and indie films to get noticed.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, even
Just been so much easier to watch.
yeah, it makes it easier to watch and consume on your own time. I mean, I know here if we've got our local indie theater, which is great, but they show documentaries once a week, and if you're busy on Wednesdays, you're out of luck.
Yeah.
So definitely is more accessible on Netflix. And everybody just ate up Making a Murderer.
Right.
So I mean, it kind of like broke the shell that people might have had around documentaries anyway.
Right. I hope that Netflix doesn't get too much. I'm glad that a lot of the stuff that's coming out this fall on Netflix, the original stuff, is pretty varied, and there's some big names and stuff, because I was sort of afraid that they were going to get trapped into this just doing films that they know there's a target audience for, sort of like Man vs. Snake, and documentaries about subjects that aren't really necessarily good stories, and that they would focus a lot on true crime because true crime is doing really well. The Witness is, it's pretty decent. I'm not as big a fan as some other people. I'm part of the Critics' Choice Documentary Awards, and we just nominated it for Best Documentary. So I know there's a lot of other critics who are bigger fans of it than I am, but I definitely think it's an interesting story, and it's an interestingly told story. That's on Netflix. That wasn't an original. But then Amanda Knox is another one that's definitely has that true crime hook to it, and that's another one where if you don't know the story, it's really fascinating to watch. I consider it sort of it almost feels almost too much like a remake of Errol Morris's Tabloid, which is also on Netflix, so you can go take a look at both of them side by side and judge for yourself. I don't even know if one's better than the other, because Tabloid's sort of probably my least favorite Errol Morris. But it has the same, like, there's a tabloid journalist involved, there's a main subject who isn't the most trustworthy of narrator types, but the Amanda Knox is a murder story and sort of a murder mystery, whereas Tabloid is a more weird story. But both of them have sex stuff involved that the tabloid papers spun out.
Yeah, the Amanda Knox thing, when that whole trial, an international situation went on, I was working in network news, so that was like such a big deal. I don't know what else wasn't going on in the world that everyone was talking about it, but
Well, she's hot.
yeah, she's hot. She's an American
Just
citizen.
like Casey Anthony.
Casey.
Yeah.
Wait, that one's gonna. They're gonna have a documentary on that one eventually.
God. Although Casey, I hope not. Casey Anthony's like an abusive relationship I was in for a year when I worked.
Oh, right, Nancy Grace.
Yeah, when I worked for Nancy Grace. I mean,
Seems like a peach.
it was. Oh God, that was an awful, awful year. I left television because of the Casey Anthony trial. So if there's ever a documentary about Casey Anthony, I'll like hate watch it. Like I'll watch it probably
Will you
twice.
get, like, PTSD and start going. Like,
No,
having
like
flashbacks to Nam?
it's like it's sad that it speaks to this like perverse nature of what we're interested in, but it totally does. So yeah, there'll probably be a Casey Anthony documentary or 4 or 5 that I'll binge watch eating Ben and Jerry's and then cry later.
Maybe it'll be third season of Making a Murderer.
I don't want to talk about that. Oh my gosh. All right, Chris. Well, do you have any final recommendations for us before we let you go?
I can recommend another one on Netflix. Probably my favorite music documentary of the year, because I like a lot of music documentaries that aren't about big name bands or artists. And it's not a Netflix original, but it's new to Netflix. It's called Presenting Princess Shaw. And it's about, I'd never heard of this person. I don't think you're supposed to really have heard of her, but she's just sort of a singer that sings a cappella her own original songs on YouTube. This Israeli artist who is pretty big deal, I guess, because he's in the film. He has a Guggenheim exhibit and he does mashups with YouTube musicians. He puts them all together, turns them into really catchy songs. And so the film follows two different stories at the same time, where he's making this mashup and she's his muse at this point, and she has no idea. She just thinks that this filmmaker is following her because she's on YouTube. And then they kind of culminate into where she discovers that she's become this person who got multi-million hits on YouTube all of a sudden out of nowhere because of this artist. And it's just a really sweet story of just a struggling artist in New Orleans and her big break. She gets to go do some concerts, and then I think at the end she's sort of back to her everyday life, and we've never heard of her, but it's just that kind of little story that I love.
It's cool.
Presenting Princess Shaw. We'll check it out.
Yes.
Another I new to Netflix. It's been out for a couple of years that I caught this weekend was I finally caught Koch, about Mayor Ed Koch, which was a decent profile of a dude. It's dead now.
It's fine. I lived through his era up there, and I have interesting, I have ideas of what it was like there that the film touches on, but
definitely pro. It seemed a little whitewashed.
The one thing I like, Koch, I used to work at an art house theater in Manhattan, and he would come in to see the movies all the time. He was a huge movie lover. He also, towards the end of his life, was doing movie reviews online. I think he might have done some pre-YouTube. I think he did video reviews. So that was a really interesting part of him that I liked about Koch, even though he was pretty opinionated about, especially on matters that he didn't believe in politically.
Yeah,
so
to say the least.
Right.
Isn't Herzog's Grizzly Dude?
Grizzly Man is one of
Grizzly Dude.
Yeah, Grizzly Dude.
that is one of my all-time favorite.
It's on Netflix now, right?
That is good. That just
it's
returned. It had been
hilarious.
off of Netflix for a little while. That returned. Encounters at the End of the World returned, which makes sense because his new film Into the Inferno is I've seen it described as sort of a sequel to Encounters at the End of the World.
I read somewhere that that's probably his best one this year that's going to come out, because he put out like 3 this year, right? That'll be the 3rd one this year or something like that. Because we had Lo and Behold. I forgot what the second one was, and then we have the Inferno. And the review I was reading said Inferno was the best of the 3.
Yeah, I haven't. I started watching it actually. I haven't finished it, but it's definitely better.
Guarantee you, it's not as funny as Grizzly Man. God, I love that movie.
I'll get on it.
Well, Chris, where can we find you to read your writings when you're not with us on air?
You can find me on nonfix.com, especially you can go there and see the nominations for the first annual Critics' Choice Documentary Awards. It's from the the Broadcast Film Critics Association. It's our first time. And we have categories for theatrical and TV and streaming and TV shows like The Circus and the OJ miniseries. So you can see all the nominees there, and then look for who wins on November 3rd, which we'll have a ceremony in New York City. Other than that, Film School Rejects, where I mostly write about non-documentaries, but once in a while I write about documentaries, including the overcrowding season right now, and movies.com.
Awesome.
Absolutely.
Well, we will send everybody there. And Chris, thank you so much for joining us. We will talk to you next month.
Thanks for
Thanks for
classing
having
up
me
the
again,
joint.
guys.
Thanks, Chris.
It's always classy.
He is.
Just a classy dude.
I know. We're over here talking about Grizzly Dude, and he's like, yeah,
Grizzly Dude is so funny though.
it's not. It's not a movie.
Grizzly Man.
Grizzly Man, right?
I like Grizzly Dude.
No,
Bear
Grizzly
guy.
Yeah.
You're like the Dr. Perky. You're like the Mountain Thunder of documentaries. That's what you are. You're like the Kmart brand. You're like, take this movie and then I'm gonna give it like a like Lo and Behold. It's like, oh, here's the internet. That's the Matt version.
Oh yeah.
We should translate movie titles through.
He said Grizzly Dude.
Yeah, but I'm looking at you, so I gotta blame you.
Yeah, but just ask her what kind of video games I play. So.
Oh, that's true. I do rename all his video games. We still have to play that game sometime of like I tell you my name of the game and then you have to guess what it is.
Yeah.
Oh, we do. We need to set that up.
Yeah, I know.
I haven't been playing enough games, honestly.
yeah,
so
I need
that's
to name
on
more of
me.
them. I've only have about 4 or 5 of them named. And you
Well,
know those
okay,
all.
we'll rename the PlayStation VR.
Rename the whole system?
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
That's gonna take a minute. Because I rename the
We'll wait.
games after the quality of
Okay, the Ocean's Descent, the one you played where you're getting dropped in the cage.
Actually, you know what?
Rename that one.
Rename Rez because Rez has been out for
okay.
20 years. It feels like.
The
People know what Rez is.
Ocean Descent is Standy Fishy.
Okay.
Standy Fishy. Okay.
And Rez is Looky Shooty.
Looky shooty.
You're not even gonna throw a Tron in there or Wireframe.
I would have gone
Tron Looky Shooty.
Tron Looky Shooty.
Oh,
Beats
Tron
Man.
Cube Man Looky Shooty because there's Cube Man.
What about the
Yeah.
beets? Buttery beets.
What?
Rez is full of buttery beets.
Your face is a buttery beat.
Aww.
Come on, we had a
It
computer
is.
crash today. I had to come up with a your face insult.
I didn't do it.
Why is the fictional band from the Doug cartoon in the video game?
What is that?
That is literally what I thought about first too.
I don't know what Doug
This is why we're dating.
Hold on, wait. You don't know what Doug is?
Not really.
Remember Doug
I mean,
had the
I know,
little
I know it's a
dog
show,
pork chop?
but no, I don't. I
The,
don't know
the
that.
guy who voices Fry from Futurama voices Doug, who's this kid who wears an undershirt under sweater vest
Why the hell did he do that?
because that's all. Yeah, exactly.
What is
And
he
he's got
doing?
he's got a friend who's blue and his name's Skeeter. Skeet.
He's in love with Patty Mayonnaise. Patty, you're the mayonnaise for me.
Yeah.
Whoa, 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 whoa.
They had
whoa,
a
whoa.
fictional band in there called the Beats, which is based off the
His
Beatles.
alter
Ginny
e-
knows what I'm talking
His
about.
alter
See?
ego is Quail Man. Wears his underwear outside of his pants and a
They
bell
have
on
a
his head.
You're supposed to be my age.
Ooh, you
Killer
killer
tofu.
tofu. Like that, we all.
What
He
was
knows.
This show,
He's just
what was
putting
this
us
show
on.
on? I don't know this. I
can never tell if he's doing
I
a
know
bit.
that. I know that. I like that image. I know, but I don't know anything about the show. I wouldn't
just a
watch
bunch of
it.
high school kids.
There's no way I would watch that show.
Why not? It was great.
It doesn't look very good. That's why.
It was awesome.
It was pretty great.
Was it awesome?
It was.
Yeah, before it moved to ABC. It was good on Nickelodeon.
I know the theme song. I know the theme song. But I'll be honest, that shit comes on and I'm out. I'm done. I'm not sticking around to see
I
what
think I'm
happens.
gonna learn the Doug theme
after
this
the
week on
theme
piano
song.
just so I can
Nice.
play it on Saturday.
I can't believe you don't already know it.
I'm a pretty Muppets guy. I'm a pretty big Muppets guy.
What are you
I'm
waiting
just-
for? Funny Hop 2. Chop chop.
What are you guys doing? There's only you know what? I've never said this before, but there's only one man that can save us, and that man is a bot. Kanye West, Twitter bot. Hey, he's over there making Doug references. Doesn't have Twitter bot up.
Kanye, come on, fam. Man, you know you like fish dick. Are you a gay fish, Kanye? Come on,
I still
Kanye.
enjoy this.
Are you a gay fish?
You won't never be famous. You won't never be famous.
Wait, you won't never be famous?
You won't never be famous.
So you can be famous.
You
Sure.
won't never be famous.
We
Is he
naked.
broken?
Fuck all this dick swinging contest.
There it
Jesus.
is.
We all gone be dead in 100 years.
Okay.
Let the kids have music. Apple give Jay his check for Tidal now and stop trying to act like you, Steve. Forget being naked.
Is that
You won't
140
never
characters?
be famous.
I feel like that's more than 140 characters.
You won't ever be Steve?
No one's ever gonna be Steve.
Damn Twitter
Not
bot.
Ashton Kutcher. Not Michael Fassbender.
Wow. Boy, Kanye's in a mood.
He's always in a mood.
Do you know what I was doing while you guys were watching Doug?
Between the years of 1991 and 1994,
I don't know.
going to college.
starting your retirement plan.
I was working a job.
So yeah,
at
starting
KB
your-
at KB Toys.
KB Toys. Before I got
Yeah,
fired.
Look,
for
and his
credit
sister,
card
who was
fraud.
like the chic art hipster.
Oh, yeah,
like, she was like
Judy.
the hipster before hipsters were a thing.
That's like the ultimate hipster.
She was. She was a hipster before hipsters
Why
were
would
hipsters.
I watch this why would I watch this when I go watch Beavis and Butthead and Daria?
Because this was better.
That's better than Beavis and Butthead.
Daria,
and Daria
was later.
I wholeheartedly disagree. I just watched them all.
Yeah, I
you
watched
go.
them all
See,
too.
look. I
You
didn't
don't
watch
have
them
to.
all.
You don't have to choose. I watched
This
them all
is
too.
like that weird, like, second tier of Nicktoons, though, right?
No, this
No.
was one of the first ones.
Yeah.
This
Oh,
one.
I guess I
and
only
This was
watched
around
Ren and
Rugrat.
Stimpy.
This was around Rugrats.
yeah,
and-
Rugrats, Ren and Stimpy,
I
and
didn't watch,
Doug.
I didn't watch the Rugrats either.
Yeah, but
They all seem
the
too
second
kiddie.
generation was like Angry Beavers and Cat Dog and whatever.
And,
They just seem
and
like-
All Real Monsters.
Oh, now I
I
don't
liked
know
All
what
Real
the hell.
Monsters,
I don't know
though.
what the hell
All
you
Real
guys are
Monsters.
talking about
Angry
now.
Beavers is the best Nicktoons.
Angry Beavers?
Yeah, it's great.
I watched a movie called Angry Beavers once.
The guys never came.
Oh, they did. They did. I don't. I don't
Yeah, how do
feel
you end
we're
that
gonna
one?
I don't think we're gonna do any better than this. We're just gonna get into more shows that I don't know. I've
We can
never
just
heard
keep
of.
talking till the software crashes again.
Oh, very soon. It's gonna be very soon. I don't know. We got any plugs out there that we want to get?
No, I'm good.
Maybe tell people where to find us.
Facebook and Twitter, we're out there.
At Facebook, follow us at Popped
RFR.
RFR.
Yep.
And then if you want to follow us on Twitter, which I think you should because it's amazing. Amazing things happen when you follow us. Follow us at Popped Show.
You know what else is at Popped Show? Our Twitch account.
That's
for those who do the
right.
gaming things.
If you want to see...
Literally
had one
no
yet.
Twitches.
Well, we're getting there.
We're getting to the point
Baby.
where we can Twitch.
Baby steps.
Baby steps.
Maybe
else
maybe
see-
I'll Twitch one of my Retron 5 adventures where I'd fling Buster
That's
Bunny.
not a bad
into-
idea.
Yeah, we could probably get that going with the
Yeah.
Retron 5.
Definitely get the Retron 5 going.
I mean, even in the Wii U, we had to set it up. I mean, we got it set up on the PlayStation 4. We got that much set up. It kept crashing with the VR.
That VR is
It's-
a beast.
It's pulling a lot.
You're not going to be able to handle that.
But maybe when I play Battlefront or I really want to play Alien Isolation again, so maybe I'll do some of that on Twitch.
I don't play that game.
Why not?
It's too scary.
Nah.
I get to...
Nah.
I got this thing now.
That would be a fun VR though. Alien Isolation in VR.
Nope.
Oh,
Not
that
playing
what
it.
I'd do.
I got this thing now where I start holding my breath because Heidi was watching as I was playing. I was playing some Overwatch. Now has a Halloween mode. Where
So
you
anime
gotta-
Battlefront is what.
I'm very close to picking up Battlefront because it's like really cheap now.
Nah.
I think I'm gonna buy it.
I'm
I'm play
waiting.
the Death Star.
The next one I want to get is the Fallout 4 when they do like the Ultimate Edition or
I
whatever.
want Fallout Boy 4.
I don't.
It's not as good.
I heard it's on par with their rendition of the Ghostbusters theme song.
Jeez, nothing is that good. Don't forget that you can follow Christopher Campbell at the Film Cynic to find out all the great articles he writes, or go over to
Film School Rejects.
Film School Reject
Or-
Non-fix.
That's the
or
other one.
Nonfix, and check out what he's doing in writing that because he's become one of my favorite film writers.
I really like his.
He doesn't. He's an original thinker, which is I like, and a lot of times his articles reflect that. So it's really a good read. So make sure you go and follow him for everything. And we're gonna have James next week, and we got a big treat because next week in studio we've got
Midnight
Studios
debuting their Wii U
Midnight
game.
Cowboys. I thought.
Midnight Cowboys.
No, that's what I call them.
Yeah.
That's not their actual name.
It's Midnight Studios, right?
Yes, it's Midnight.
It's Midnight Studios, but I've called them. I have a lot of.
You've called
different-
them Midnight Studios.
Midnight. I'm gonna call them Cowboys.
Yeah. Well,
It's
they're
gonna
gonna be
Well,
in.
because they're cowboys at the video game development world.
They're going to be into demo their new game, so we're really excited about that. Most of the hours going to be, or most of the 2 hours most of the show is going to be devoted to them. So make sure you tune in, and we'll have James from Joystick Syndicate, and he'll get to talk a little bit about Red Dead Redemption 2 and some other things. So make sure
Yep.
you join us. But for now,
No, wait. First, we gotta say up
we have to
next
say,
we've got
up next,
deprogrammed.
Deprogrammed.
Talking
The
talking
Doors.
the Doors.
They're going to do
After
a top.
Popped.
They're
They're
going to do a
talking
top
They're
10
talking
of
about our
Popped.
show. They're gonna talk about
Top
our
10
show.
episodes of Popped. Which one did you like?
That
But they're
one,
talking about the
without
Doors.
Matt.
be a very quick show.
Which is a yeah, but the Doors,
Doors?
though. It's a formidable topic.
Mahogany.
Just you're dead to me.
Oak. I don't know what
Oh,
doors are
yeah,
made out of.
just-
Failed conservatives, please play us out.